Good afternoon. Welcome to the Medical Alumni Auditorium. The annual Fall Faculty Convocation and Awards ceremony is about to begin. Dr. Brenner? I'm Dr. Lynn Cleary, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Interim Dean of the College of Nursing. The Fall Faculty Convocation traditionally marks the beginning of each academic medical year at Upstate Medical University. It serves to honor those individuals who have made outstanding contributions to our campus and to our community. Our procession today includes Dr. Jay Brenner, Associate Professor, Department of Emergency Medicine and Chair of the Faculty Council, Dr. Danielle LaRocca-Arena, President of Upstate Medical University, Dr. Paula Treef, Senior Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs and Faculty Development, Ms. Eileen Pezzi, Vice President for Development, Dr. Julia Licinio, Senior Vice President and Dean of the College of Medicine, Dr. Mark Schmidt, Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, Dr. Catherine Beisner, Interim Dean of the College of Health Professions, Dr. Rajesh Dave, Dean of the Binghamton Campus, Dr. David Amberg, Vice President for Research, Mr. Sergio Garcia, Vice President of Operations and University Chief of Staff and Interim Chief Diversity Officer, and Mr. Thomas Taylor, Interim Chair of Upstate Medical University Council. Dr. Brenner, would you please come forward to open our 2017 Fall Faculty Convocation ceremony?
Thank you, Dr. Cleary. President LaRocca-Arena, Council Member Mr. Taylor, award recipients, honored guests, faculty, students, and friends. I am pleased to open the ceremony for the 2017 Fall Faculty Convocation. And it is my distinct honor to present Dr. Danielle LaRocca-Arena, President of the State University of New York, Upstate Medical University.
Welcome, everyone. Let me take a look around. First of all, enjoy this. We're usually quite formal at these events, and I want you to take a deep breath and enjoy the event, all right? This is among friends, good colleagues, and really to celebrate what we've achieved. So this is convocation year of 2017, all right? And I think I have two sets of things to look at. And the title of my remarks today, and you can see the first slide, is The Art and Science of Optimism. And in my closing remarks, you can reflect with me whether or not you believe me, okay? So I want to welcome today's honorees, all the family members and friends that accompany them, and have come to celebrate the notable accomplishments of this group of individuals. I want to acknowledge the Upstate Foundation board members in attendance, and they are Don Barter, Thomas Young, former Syracuse mayor. Oh, very good. Thank you for being here, and I know a number of folks recognized you. We haven't had the pleasure of meeting. And his daughter-in-law, Virginia Young, who I know very well, since she does excellent work, and she'll be receiving the President's Award for Library Services, Library Science. And also in attendance, alumni and elected officials, and there, I can say Assemblywoman Pam Hunter and Assemblyman Al Sturpey. And I've hugged both of them already, all right. Colleen Deacon, Governor's Regional Representative. How are you? And Joseph Romano from Assemblyman Magnarelli's office. And not here yet. Okay, very good. I thank Tom Taylor, a dear friend now, the interim chair of our College Council, and College Council members for the guidance and support of our university. And I do want to acknowledge those who are present, Gwen Mannion and Jim Sparks. I did not see Jim, but I'm sure he's here with us in spirit. And of course, Tom, I'm saving the best for later, right, as the chair. The State University of New York, Upstate Medical University Fall Faculty Convocation is in recognition of the excellence of our institution, which in large measure is due to the character of the individuals who make up our university. I know you know that. And of course, it is the beginning of our academic year, which we celebrate. The thoughts I share with you today are those of optimism. Our recent publication analysis entitled Underserved Areas and Pediatric Resident Characteristics, Is There Reason for Optimism?, that I conducted with colleagues at the American Academy of Pediatrics revealed that residents who had an early plan, that is before medical school, to care for underserved families and had a higher score on universalism value scale were more likely to expect to practice in an underserved area, and in fact, to do so. The universalism value scale in this study asked residents who are our trainees. For those in the audience who may not know who the residents are, it is after medical school when you in fact do your training. You are paid these days. You used to not be paid in prior times. So they asked the residents to rate the importance of several values as guiding principles in their life. For example, principles of equality, social justice, knowledge, protecting the environment, broad-mindedness, and peaceful resolution to conflict. While a complex issue, our study suggests that the focusing on the pipeline of physicians with certain characteristics, such as values of humanism and desire to serve, might give reason for optimism. That we could successfully keep many of the graduates of our 4 colleges, and you know the College of Medicine, College of Nursing, College of Health Professions, and College of Graduate Studies, and to keep these graduates of these 4 colleges invested in making a difference in the health trajectory of this Central New York region nationally and globally. That is our aim. I want to focus briefly on the components of a term related to optimism called optimism bias. I won't ask you to raise your hand, but I wonder how many of you knew that there was such a thing as optimism bias, and how we might exploit this concept to yield the results we want for this university to achieve its mission to improve health of the communities we serve through education, biomedical research, and patient care at the highest level. A small digression, which I'm known to do, okay? So what is optimism bias? Studied extensively in recent years, this term used in Crescent U in 2017 article describes a positivity bias in expectancies about the future and has cognitive, motivational, and affective origins. That is, this bias has implications in everyday life. This bias refers to such characteristics as goal persistence and positive affect. Does that bias then make a difference in our ability to reach our stated goals as a health science university? Question. Now, in our deliberations regarding optimism, let's turn to what science has to say regarding this topic. A brief search in PubMed yields 77,105 peer-reviewed articles on the subject, 250 on optimism bias. I thought that was pretty good. With examples such as positive psychological well-being and health in patients with heart disease, optimism alongside new challenges, an article on people living with HIV. Look to the past for an optimistic future, with a conclusion that Earth optimism shows that positivity is critical to maintain engagement in conversation. And let's dig a little deeper. There is evidence that optimism has its basis on underlying neuronal pathways and physiologic functioning. In medicine these days, you need to know the mechanism, otherwise your theories are thrown out. Theoretical discussions underscore that optimism can be a highly helpful psychological characteristic linked to good mood, achievement, and physical health, okay? And here you see Dr. Nanavati, and he is focused on wellness. Is Dr. Nanavati here? Yeah, there he is, very good. You didn't know I was gonna put your picture up there, huh? So for example, the effect of pessimism on cell-mediated immunity in rats. And the concept of optimism bias is associated with other cognitive biases. For example, attention bias, which refers to reward-related processes. For instance, certain brain activations have been proposed to contribute to optimism bias by biasing attention to positive stimuli. I think you could probably derive what I'm talking about. So what does this all mean? The data suggests that attention to positive stimuli, things that feel good, are pleasurable, help us to be motivated to want and achieve those things. In the clinical domain, this bias is not shown in depressed individuals. In a university setting, with many competing agendas with limited resources, understating how to gather our strengths and optimism and driving this function in a collective way to focus us away from a depressed mode to wellness, to achieve through drive the health of our community is worth paying attention to. We'll return to this in a moment. So how does the artistic world view optimism? Many of you know that I've combined science and art, right? So let's not get too boring in the sciences. Let's move on. Turning first to the visual arts, we see expressions of optimism that seek to energize our can-do spirit, right? You've seen Nike, just do it? Okay, yes. To all that inspires you. Or contrast negative mood with evoking in us a sense of pleasure. And you see here the artist Gala, Jacombe Gala, contrast pessimism and optimism. And then through visual beauty, demonstrate how we can see a future that inspires us. And I would gather that if we do not look for some beauty in our lives, we will have missed the boat, okay? So in the literary world, the most famous literary depiction of optimism studied by students worldwide, and I wonder if you can guess, Candide by Voltaire. And I remember reading that. How many of you remember this? No? Years ago. As recounted in the satirical tale, the disillusionment of the silly optimist is encapsulated in the following discourse, and I'm going to close soon. It says, "I was in hopes," said Pangloss, "that I should reason with you a little bit about causes and effects," and I think we go here to Candide, "about the best of all possible worlds, the origin of evil, the nature of the soul, and the pre-established harmony." After reflecting a bit more, Pangloss and Candide finish as follows. Pangloss, "There is a concatenation of events in this best of all possible worlds." Feel free to stay with the baby. For if you have not, I am a recent grandmother, so forgive me. For if you had not kicked out, you had not been kicked out of a magnificent castle for love of Miss Cunegonde, if you had not been put into the Inquisition, if you had not walked over America, if you had not stabbed the Baron, if you had not lost all your sheep from the fine country of El Dorado, you would not be here eating preserved citrons and pistachio nuts. So you see, you had to go through all of that. So Candide ends, "All is very well," answered Candide, "but let us cultivate our garden." Our thinking in the 21st century has evolved somewhat from the musings of Candide and Pangloss, but many of our thoughts do wander to thinking about the predetermined and the extent to which we can shape our future. So I come back to the theme of how an optimistic bias can be useful to a health science university, especially notable on this particular day of convocation. There are data to generally support the premise that the importance of optimism in organizational performance. Our leadership group has been engrossed over the past few weeks in the discussion of how structured decision-making can lead to decision quality, which we hope to always honor, hopefully reflecting the wisdom of our processes when making important and impactful decisions, and reflected that one of the most important factors is how we frame the problem. Dear friends and colleagues, I would urge you to frame our future optimistically, albeit wisely. Do not allow cynicism to derail progress in our continuous quest to improve the learning environment, collegial and professional interactions among faculty and staff, and administrative integrity. We have much to be proud of, and there's nothing that together we cannot achieve. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for what you do for your students, our patients, our communities, and for each other. Optimism is most needed when you don't feel optimistic. Thank you. So I hope I kept you awake enough, but I'm pleased to begin the presentation of the awards Dr. Brenner will assist with the distribution of the certificates and medallions. We will begin with the Academy of Upstate Educators. The Academy, which was established 5 years ago, was created with two primary goals. Number one, to provide recognition to a group of innovative and excellent educators who demonstrate the significant commitment to education that is a core part of our mission. And two, to provide a resource to faculty, colleagues, and administrative leaders as they address education-related issues. Members of the Academy are individuals who have consistently demonstrated excellence in educational activities. Dr. Treef, will you please come forward and present this year's member of the Academy of Upstate Educators? As Dr. Treef is coming up, I do want you to pay attention to this little book which you were given, which is some of the accomplishments we've had in the last year and a half, and I hope you celebrate with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you. I am very, very pleased to present the following new member of this year's Academy of Upstate Educators, Dr. Lauren Germain. Dr. Lauren Germain joined Upstate in 2013 to provide direction, leadership, and advice to faculty and academic administrators to develop instructional programs and academic services. Her expertise lies in the areas of curricular design, program, participant, and teacher evaluation, and she is widely respected and appreciated by faculty, staff, and students, and she works across all colleges as a resource to all colleges. Lauren is a born leader and innovator. She has had a university-wide impact on how faculty perceive outcomes and assessment. She is inherently curious and excited by data. She is dedicated to collaboration and thoughtful practice. She's driven, motivated, and exceptionally dedicated to her work and to her students. And of course, a core issue is that she demonstrates integrity and professionalism in all she does. Dr. Germain, please come forward to receive your certificate. Okay, so you get the drill. We have to read the thing, and then you come. See? I'm sorry, my fault. So we will now present the President's Awards for Philanthropic Service. And these awards are given to recognize contributions by way of charitable act or gift of time and talent to Upstate Medical University. Ms. Pezzi, will you please come forward to read the citations for these awards?
Dr. Treef. I am pleased to cite the Woodbine Hospitality Group as corporate sponsor of the President's Award for Excellence in Philanthropic Service. Woodbine Hospitality Group, featuring the Genesee Grand Hotel, Hotel Schuyler, Tailwater Lodge, and Parkview Hotel brands, has been a generous partner with the Upstate Foundation, Upstate Golisano Children's Hospital, and the Upstate Medical University for over 15 years. During the early days of the Children's Hospital campaign, the Woodbine Group proactively approached the Upstate Foundation, offering to use its first-class facility, the 1060 restaurant, Yum Yum, go have some, that's really good there, banquet facilities, and food and beverage services free of charge to build awareness for this vital community project and to assist the foundation in cultivating its major donors. During this long-standing partnership, they have provided over $200,000 of cash and in-kind support for the Children's Hospital and the Cancer Center capital campaigns, along with many other Upstate Foundation development projects. Most recently, the Woodbine Group has completed a 5-year pledge totaling $50,000 for the Upstate cancer programs. They have agreed to a 3-year, $40,000 commitment of Woodbine Hospitality Group goods and services supporting the Upstate Foundation's fundraising efforts, and made a $5,000 gift to the Upstate Golisano Children's Hospital. Owners Norm and Louise Swanson will receive the award on behalf of the Woodbine Hospitality Group. Mr. and Mrs. Swanson, would you please come forward to receive the President's Award for Philanthropic Service? I am pleased to present Ms. Maureen Clark, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Philanthropic Service. In 2011, Maureen Clark reached out to the Upstate Foundation. She had just formed a running club called the Salt City Road Warriors to wage war against disease. To be a member of the Road Warriors, runners must be willing to donate or raise $200 a year for charity. Ms. Clark contacted the foundation after searching the internet and discovering that with the foundation's 900 funds, her running club could support multiple causes every year that had personally touched team members at some point. The first year, they presented the foundation with a check for $25,000. In the years since, the dedicated Salt City Road Warriors, under the leadership of Ms. Clark, has raised $200,000 in support of Upstate's trifold mission of patient care, education, and research. Last year, the foundation asked them to partner in its annual Father-Daughter Valentine Ball. The synergy between the two organizations revitalized the event and raised $60,000 in 2016 and 17 for pediatric cancer care. Ms. Clark, would you please come forward to receive the President's Award for Philanthropic Service? We will now present the award recipient for the President's Award for Distinguished Service. Dr. Lorracarina, will you please come forward to present this award?
So this is a distinct pleasure. I almost don't need to read this because it will come naturally. Mr. Thomas Taylor, recipient of the President's Award for Distinguished Service. I joined Upstate University Council following appointment by the governor in 2010, and has served as interim chair of the council since 2014. In his role on the council, he has endeavored to engage with all members of the university. At the request of SUNY Chancellor Zinfer, Mr. Taylor chaired the search committee, so I am a little biased, I must admit. Okay. For Upstate's current president. His calm and wise leadership was important to Upstate as it transitioned to new leadership. His support during this transition was invaluable. And I have to say this because it really was incredible that Tom's demeanor, his wisdom, his kindness, which is probably the most enduring, was critically important to me, and I think to the university. When any transition is difficult, right? It just is. And so to have someone who can objectively and always tell you what it's on his mind, because that's what you value in friends, is to tell you the truth, to always look you in the eye and you know with integrity that he is following this. So he's currently working with our Senior Vice President for Strategic Planning and Regional Strategy, Ramesh Sachdeva, to provide further opportunities for dialogue with constituencies locally, nationally, and globally. And this is an effort that is now underway to take a look. We have such incredible talent in Upstate, right? In Syracuse. And we need to harness that talent. We are the academic medical center here, and we want to harness the talents of everyone around in the community to be able to do effectively the good that we seek to do. But lest your vision be narrow, we are also important to New York State, and we are important to the world in general. So to have that vision, Tom is helping us with that and partnering with us to strategically look at how we best use our talents. So the goal towards elevating Upstate Medical University's present as a premier academic health science university. His commitment extends to all the deans and senior leadership at Upstate in support of the clinical, academic, and research missions. He is a practicing attorney. I don't know where he gets the time. A Bosket Holstein in Syracuse, and Mr. Taylor has been recognized in an Upstate New York super lawyer. He is actively engaged in various charitable and community organizations. Mr. Taylor, would you kindly please come up? and Dr. Licinio proceeds.
We will now present the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service. These awards are given to recognize the outstanding voluntary contributions from our faculty to the Upstate Medical University community. I'll present the award recipient for the College of Medicine. I am pleased to present Dr. Anthony D Giovanna, recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service. Dr. Anthony Giovanna is a 1985 graduate from Upstate Medical University. He's a family physician and co-owner of Cortland Health Center. He manages patients of all ages, from newborns to the elderly, and seems to know just what to do in every situation. He has been a preceptor in the Cortland RMED program, where he has consistently hosted and educated students since 1992. Students praise his bedside manner and skill as a clinician. They value his teaching skill, mentoring, and case discussions with him. He's impatient with mediocrity, something that I really greatly admire, and challenges the students to strive for excellence. His patients trust him greatly, and students adore him. And what I'm going to say next is really important and means a lot. One student noted, it was refreshing to see that Dr. Giovanna's dedication and effort had allowed him to be so successful and respected that it made me change my first residency choice to family medicine in the final days. Dr. D Giovanna was nominated by Dr. Carrie Rosamilia. Dr. D Giovanna, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service. Dr. Cleary, will you please come forward to present the award recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty for the College of Nursing?
I'm pleased to present Ms. Maria McPherson, recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service. Ms. McPherson has precepted students and been a guest lecturer in the Bachelor of Nursing program since 2010. She engages students in active discussions about critical issues of health. Her frontline experience adds a valuable component and credibility when demonstrating the role of a registered nurse in the community. Ms. McPherson is the Deputy Director of the Central Regional Office of the New York State Department of Health. She oversees various programs targeted to women and adolescent health, Medicaid prenatal care, family planning services, school-based health, and migrant health services. A model of professional excellence in the community, she has a strong presence in local organizations and activities. The College of Nursing is fortunate to have a dedicated professional as Maria to support and guide its students to develop community-based nursing skills and open doors to professional opportunities. Ms. McPherson was nominated by Dr. Roberta Rowland. Ms. McPherson, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service. Dr. Beisner, will you please come forward to present the award recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service for the College of Health Professions?
I'm very pleased to present to Mr. Gary Engel, recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service, because throughout his 40 years of clinical practice, Mr. Gary Engel has served patients in rural and medically underserved communities in the North Country as a physician assistant. Since 2010, he has been a clinical preceptor for the Physician Assistant Studies program. The PA program has, and the profession developed really as a means of serving the underserved communities, and so his participation in rural community practice has been very important. Faithful to the tenets of his career choice, he's worked in Carthage, Boonville, Lowville, and Hamilton, New York. He has served as a practicing PA in family medicine, internal medicine, emergency medicine, and allergy and immunology. This broad clinical experience provides him a level of confidence and expertise that engages students in an active learning environment. Gary is an asset to the physician assistant program, our students, and to the communities he serves. Mr. Engel was nominated by Sandra Banas. Would you please come forward to receive the award? Dr. Dave, please come forward to present the award recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Service for the Binghamton campus.
Thank you, Dr. Weiser. I'm pleased to present Dr. Shahid Mughal, recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Voluntary Faculty Activity. He's not here today. He called me because he had to go for somebody in the family's very close family death, so he apologized profusely. Dr. Mughal has been a hospitalist at UHS's Wilson Hospital for the past 10 years. That time he was associated as an academic teacher. His dedication to teaching program exceeds students. He makes special rounds, bedside rounds, and teaches residents and students together. Has spent enough time with the students on the side. He has been an assistant professor in the Department of Medicine since 2013, and he has been very helpful. Having studied and worked in different hospitalist systems, he's brought all that and has been conveying it in a new branch of hospital medicine. His skills in medical examination has been really appreciated by the students. He was nominated by Binghamton campus, and I will accept on his behalf, but I will spare you all the thank you. We will now present the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. These awards are given to recognize the outstanding teaching contributions of our faculty to the Upstate medical community, university community. Dr. Licinio, would you please come forward to start presenting these awards? Thank you.
I'm very pleased to present Dr. John Drake, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. John Drake has served as a faculty member at Upstate for nearly 30 years. He is known throughout the Upstate community as a phenomenal clinician and educator who shows unwavering diligence, enthusiasm, and incredible work ethic, and is an inspiration in his current role, where he oversees the Golisano Children's Hospital Pediatric Hospitalist Division, providing mentorship and leadership to 5 other faculty members. While providing medical care to nearly all seeking patient children in central New York, the hospitalists are also responsible for teaching all of the SUNY Upstate third-year medical students who are assigned to the inpatient service at Golisano Children's Hospital. Of great importance, he instituted family-centered rounds where he sees 15 to 20 patients daily to keep family communication open. His student evaluations consistently rate him among the highest of all pediatric docs over the last 10 years. Dr. Andrake was nominated by Dr. Ann Boltash. Dr. Andrake, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Schmidt, will you please come forward to present the award recipient for the College of Medicine, Basic Science Department, and College of Graduate Studies?
I am pleased to present Dr. Robert Seidel, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Robert Seidel has been on the Upstate campus since 1991, when he began as a graduate student in cell and developmental biology. Currently, he is very involved in teaching first-year medical students as well as physical therapy students. Dr. Seidel, or Dr. Z, as he is known to the students, absolutely loves teaching and excels in a small group format where he is used in both gross anatomy and neuroanatomy. He has a unique ability to teach vast amounts of information in a way that simply sticks in your mind. His gross anatomy stories bring material to life, if that's possible. Always approachable, students feel comfortable asking for his help or opinion. He goes above and beyond to ensure that students have ample time and resources to be successful in the anatomy curriculum. He truly cares about their success in anatomy and their future careers as health professionals. Dr. Seidel was nominated by his department chair, Dr. Joe Sanger. Dr. Seidel, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Clary, will you please come forward to present the award recipient for the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching for the College of Nursing?
I'm pleased to present Dr. Roberta Rowland, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Known for her excellent skills at motivating students, Dr. Rowland shines in her role as the College of Nursing's Director of Undergraduate Programs. She has a passion for nursing and research and clearly passes that along to each student. She creates close relationships with students that motivate them to be their best. Her love of teaching and self-development make her a wonderful mentor, in addition to helping students reach their goals and succeed academically. She is available to students at all times, even when fully engaged in her research. She encourages active participation in student activities and works tirelessly on preparing her courses. Students say Dr. Rowland is knowledgeable, organized, and a great educator. Dr. Rowland was nominated by Dr. Melanie Kalman. Dr. Rowland, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Beisner, would you please come forward to present the award recipient for the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching for the College of Health Professions?
I am pleased to present to Dr. Amy Dubois, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Amy Dubois is currently the lead instructor in multiple neuroscience courses in the physical therapy curriculum. Students commend the curriculum as up-to-date, informed, and highly relevant. She effortlessly bridges the gap between knowledge required for achieving successful national exam scores and satisfying the demand for students to enter the field as proficient clinical care providers. After overwhelming student feedback requesting a neurologic elective, Dr. Dubois took it upon herself to design and implement a new course. Hardworking, diligent, and enthusiastic, she is also passionate about sharing her clinical knowledge and making links between the classroom and the real-life scenarios that DPT students. From her experience as a clinician, she is able to articulate clinical practical concepts of the neurologic rehabilitation in a way that enhances the clinical education of the physical therapy students. She was nominated by third-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student Alyssa Tamburino on behalf of the DPT class of 2018. Dr. Dubois, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Dade, please come forward to present the award recipient for the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching from the Binghamton campus.
I am pleased to present Dr. Taseer Min, the recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Min began his teaching career at Binghamton campus in 1997, and since then has been teaching inpatient and outpatient neurology, migrating more towards the outpatient neurology. His effectiveness and passion for teaching to third-year students and his evidence of large number of students who decide to join the specialty of neurology is consistent with his commitment to the students. He's rated as excellent educator. Students commend his availability, helpfulness, and more importantly, they talk about his willingness to listen to their questions, concerns, and then respectfully and meaningful manner respond to it. One student noted that he has been the best attending to work with in the office. He balances student involvement with teaching and patient load. Dr. Minhas was nominated by the Binghamton campus. Dr. Minhas, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching. At this time, I'm pleased to announce the President's Award for Excellence in Basic Research by a Young Investigator. This award was established to recognize our young investigators who had an exceptional success in initiating research careers. Dr. Engberg, will you please come forward and present this award to the recipient?
I am distinctly pleased to present my biochemistry colleague and friend, Dr. Wen Yi Fang, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Basic Research by a Young Investigator. Dr. Wen Yi Fang is nationally and internationally recognized for her findings that preserve genomic integrity. She has established an excellent research program in her first few years at Upstate and has made exciting and original advances in DNA replication research that are seminal contributions to the field. This cutting-edge technology enables investigators to map DNA breaks throughout the genome and to identify mechanisms of genetic instability that drive progression of human disease, most importantly cancer. Dr. Fang was recruited to Upstate in 2010 and was recently promoted to associate professor with tenure. She brought with her a highly competitive National Institutes of Health Pathway to Independence Award. After arrival to Upstate, Dr. Fang secured additional funding from various agencies that include the March of Dimes, the Department of Defense, and Carol Baldwin Cancer Research Foundation. Last year, she was awarded a 5-year R01 grant from the NIH, the gold standard of federal funding. In addition, her lab has been a magnet for student trainees, including graduate students, medical students, undergraduates, and her first PhD student, as well as postdoctoral fellows and high school students. Dr. Fang was nominated by her department chair, Dr. Patty Kane. Dr. Fang, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Basic Research by a Young Investigator. At this time, I'm pleased to announce the President's Award for Excellence and Leadership in Research. This award is given to recognize the outstanding contributions in research from our faculty to the Upstate Medical University community. I'm pleased to present Dr. Francesca Pignoni, SUNY Empire Scholar, and this year's recipient of the President's Award for Excellence and Leadership in Research. Dr. Francesca Pignoni's original and highly significant scientific research contributions in the field of Drosophila genetics and development share national and international acclaim. Since she joined Upstate in 2009, she has made an enormous impact on the research environment in the Department of Ophthalmology, the Center for Vision Research, and throughout the university. A leader in a very competitive field, she is known as a very talented and creative researcher who has contributed significantly to understanding the cellular and molecular mechanisms that regulate eye development and their involvement in degenerative eye disease. Dr. Pignoni teaches in numerous graduate school courses and has served on graduate advisory committees in nearly every program in graduate education. As neuroscience program advisor, Center for Vision Research member, and committed teacher of graduate, undergraduate, and even high school students, she has mentored an exceptionally large group of budding scientists at all stages of their academic development. Despite a difficult funding climate, Dr. Pignoni has obtained $1.5 million in current awards and $2.6 million in pending grants. In the past, she sustained her research efforts with several National Institute of Health and Foundation grants with well over more than $5.6 million in completed projects. Since joining the department, she has not only accelerated her own research program, but has helped advance the research goals of her colleagues. Dr. Pignoni was nominated by Dr. William Brunken. Dr. Pignoni, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Leadership in Research. We will now present the President's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. This award is given to recognize the outstanding professional contributions to the Upstate Medical University community. Mr. Garcia, will you please come forward to present the award recipient?
Good afternoon. I am pleased to present Chief Paul Waltz, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. In 2008, Chief Waltz was appointed as Deputy Chief to Upstate Medical University's Police Department and was promoted to Chief of Police in 2014. This year, Chief Paul Waltz celebrated his 42nd year in law enforcement, previously working for the East Syracuse Police Department, Attorney General's Office, and other agencies in Central New York. He believes community policing is not only important to the community, but also to law enforcement as a whole, and embraces community policing and encourages his staff, both police officers and civilian employees, to participate in bringing a smile to everyone's face. Since 2014, Chief Waltz and the University Police at Upstate have formed a partnership with the Special Olympics and their athletes. Together, they have raised more than $100,000 for the Special Olympics organization on such events as the Polar Plunge, Cops on Top, and Tip a Cop. He promotes the department as your university police because he believes it is a joint effort to protect and serve the community, and he is a constant presence in student meetings, discussion, and peaceful protests. He has educated our Upstate community through the creation of the Active Shooter Knowledge Training, an awareness program that gives instruction when confronted with an active shooter. Chief Waltz was nominated by Christopher Goodall. Chief Waltz, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. At this time, I am pleased to announce the President's Award for Excellence in Faculty Service. This award was established to recognize outstanding contributions made by faculty of the Upstate Medical University community. I am pleased to present Dr. Henry Rowan, the recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Faculty Service. Dr. Henry Rowan is known as an outstanding clinician, researcher, and scholar. He is one of the true leaders in the field of applied behavioral analysis and clinical care for individuals with developmental disabilities. He has demonstrated consistently superior service in a variety of areas on the campus, the university, regionally, nationally, and internationally. In his current role, he directs major clinical operations here at Upstate, including 3 outpatient clinics that provide approximately 10,000 annual visits. In addition to Dr. Rowan's administrative roles and development of programs serving individuals who would otherwise have very few educational and therapeutic options, he also provides direct patient services on a daily basis in the Family Behavior Analysis Clinic, which did not exist prior to his arrival in 2009. This clinic now provides approximately 3,000 annual visits to a largely underserved population of children affected with autism spectrum disorder and problematic behaviors. He is well known for his skills as an educator, training 20 undergraduates each semester, supervising postdoctoral fellows in research and clinical activities. Dr. Rowan was nominated by Dr. Ann Botash. Dr. Rowan, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Faculty Service. We will now present the President's Award for Excellence in Library Science. This award is given to recognize outstanding librarians and to promote excellence in their profession at Upstate Medical University. I am pleased to present Ms. Virginia Young, recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Library Science. Ms. Virginia Young has served patrons of the Upstate Library as a reference librarian since 2006. Described as the consummate professional, she collaborates with faculty and researchers in our 4 colleges. In her faculty role, Ms. Young has worked to integrate information literacy instruction into the MSI curriculum, evidence-based practice into the MS2 curriculum, facilitated bibliometric instruction for faculty, researchers, and students, created online research guides on a variety of topics, developed and presented faculty workshop on copyright, fair use, and open educational resources, and provided research and citation support for faculty publication efforts. Not the type of librarian to sit at her desk and wait for patrons, she attends classes and leads students through the literature search process with hands-on literature search activities. She teaches and supports students through complex research projects, and her support continues beyond the research portion of the project. She actively seeks opportunities to continue with her professional growth and keeps up to date in the skills of her profession and the concerns of faculty and researchers through the participation in professional development activities. Ms. Young was nominated by Dr. Melanie Coleman. Ms. Young, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Excellence in Library Science. We will now present the President's Award for Advancement of Affirmative Action. This award is given to recognize an the outstanding contributions in the area to Upstate Medical University. I am pleased to present Ms. Susan Murphy, recipient of the President's Award for Advancement of Affirmative Action. Ms. Susan Murphy joined Upstate in 2001 as a service specialist in the Research Foundation. She became Assistant Director of Environmental Services in 2004 and Director of the department in 2006. Heading a diverse department such as Environmental Services, which touches everyone on campus and in the hospital, Ms. Murphy has challenged to develop her staff and inspire them to reach higher goals for themselves. She truly endorses the concept that employees are our most valuable asset and our greatest resource. She consistently takes every opportunity to provide a work environment for her team where everyone is treated with respect and dignity. Everyone is given a chance to perform at their best, and then she has found creative ways to reward that great performance. Quote, she is always promoting her staff to build their self-esteem, which is so important for individuals who are facing common minority struggles due to language, education, and financial barriers. Noted a nominator. Ms. Murphy was nominated by Joyce Mackesy. Ms. Murphy, please come forward to receive the President's Award for Advancement of Affirmative Action. We will now present those awards bestowed by the State University of New York. Councilmember Mr. Taylor, will you please come forward to read the citations for the Chancellor's Awards?
I am pleased to present two recipients for the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Classified Service, Ms. Cheryl Brown and Ms. Lisa Moore. Cheryl Brown began working at Upstate in 1979 and continues in her service with the Environmental Services Department to go above and beyond every day. She is recognized for her attention to detail and for excellence in customer service to patients and Upstate staff. She is credited for putting in extra hours and efforts to resolve issues and to get the job done. Her attention to detail was evident when she planned and implemented her department's job fair last August. The event attracted 400 people and netted about 36 potential applicants and 27 hires for the department. Ms. Brown is also involved in the annual week of celebration for 280 people who are part of the Environmental Services housekeeping staff. She coordinates the schedule and staffing, gets the gifts, sets the menu, and reserves the space with all the decorations for the theme. In a letter of support, a coworker wrote, Cheryl's dedication to her position and Upstate University Hospital, along with her caring attitude towards employees, says a lot about her character. Ms. Brown was nominated by Susan Murphy. Ms. Brown, please come forward to receive the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Classified Service. Lisa Moore's passion for her job and for meeting needs of patients and staff is exemplary. She has earned a reputation as someone who is responsive, professional, proactive, and helpful. Lisa is one of those staff members that you just remember because of the extra caring and support she gave, one commented. One of her former patients described Ms. Moore as a provider who shows personal compassion, has a great bedside manner, and just really cares. During a recent DNV audit of her floor, An auditor noted how impressed she was with her skill level and professionalism. Ms. Moore is known for her willingness to pitch in when needed, whether it is to provide coverage during breaks or to assist with wheelchair transports to the physical therapy gym. She maintains a calm and pleasant demeanor in demanding, fast-paced environment, and her high standards of patient care go above and beyond expectations. Ms. Moore was nominated by Barbara Riggle. Ms. Moore, please come forward to receive the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Classified Service. I am pleased to present Ms. Sharon Huard, recipient of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. Ms. Sharon Huard began at Upstate as the Assistant Director of College Housing in 1998, where she facilitated student programming in the residence hall that today would be considered interprofessional education. She became the Director of Student Support Services in 2007, where she co-chaired a university-wide strategic planning implementation team focused on student voice and customer service. In 2011, she was appointed as Associate Dean. Over the course of her career at Upstate, she has built a thriving residential program for our students, sought out and received funding to develop a successful initiative for our students from traditionally underrepresented backgrounds, and developed relationships with faculty, staff, and students characterized by mutual respect and focused on the shared goal of student development and retention. Ms. Huard is known for her steadfast dedication to students, her advancement of our university's commitment to diversity and inclusion, and an attitude and almost prescient sense that seems to make anything possible. Last year, she received the President's Award for Excellence in Professional Service, nominated by Dr. Julie White. Ms. Huard, please come forward to receive the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. I am pleased to present Dr. Jennifer Moffitt, recipient of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Dr. Jennifer Moffitt is known as an outstanding educator with primary teaching roles in the colleges of graduate studies and medicine, and has received multiple awards for teaching as well as for her research. She is widely recognized throughout the university for her high-quality instruction, innovation, high standards, and mentorship. She participates in several university-wide educational programs for students and for faculty. Students rate her among the top lecturers in the basic science curriculum of the colleges of medicine and commend her for her passion, enthusiasm, expertise, organization, and clarity, among others. She has also mentored many graduate students and postdoctoral fellows in her lab. She is a past recipient of the President's Award for Excellence in Teaching and twice received the Outstanding Teacher Award from the College of Graduate Studies, and is an inaugural member of the Academy of Upstate Educators. In addition to her role as an educator, Dr. Moffitt conducts research on varicella-zoster virus replication and created a model of the virus that is the only one of its kind in the world. Dr. Moffitt, please come forward to receive the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching. I am pleased to present Dr. Timothy Damron, recipient of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Creative Activities. Dr. Timothy Damron is recognized as a leading clinician, researcher, and educator. He conducts clinical trials in orthopedic oncology, conducts basic, translational, and clinical research on effects of radiation on bone, preservation of bone quality, and prevention of late fractures in cancer patients, gene expression in bone tumors, joint reconstruction, and others. He currently is working on a $1.8 million National Institute of Health, NIAMS grant to examine the biochemical and biochemical changes to bone following radiotherapy. His efforts in orthopedic oncology have led to the development of an active clinical orthopedic oncology service that provides a level of care comparable with other major cancer centers around the country. He is a mentor to medical students and residents in basic bench and clinical research and has taught physician assistants and allied health professionals. Orthopedic surgery residents say that his conference presentations are among the highlights of their experience in the residency program. Last year, he received the President's Award for Excellence in Leadership and Research, nominated by his department chair, Dr. Stephen Albanese. Dr. Dameron, please come forward to receive the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Creative Activities. We will now present the prestigious SUNY Distinguished Service Professorship, Distinguished Teaching Professorship, and Distinguished Professorship. These appointments constitute a promotion to the university's highest academic rank, and authority to appoint these ranks resides solely with the State University of New York Board of Trustees. I am pleased to present Dr. Leonard Weiner, who is being named a Distinguished Service Professor of the State University of New York. Dr. Leonard Weiner has made a contribution as a pediatric infectious disease specialist for more than 4 decades. He has served individual patients, advanced the education of students and residents, physicians, and other healthcare professionals, and improved the systems of care within our hospital in the region and through professional organizations nationally and around the world. From his very first decade of faculty engagement, he has advanced programs in infectious disease at Upstate. In 1981, he co-created a clinical virology laboratory in conjunction with the Department of Pathology when very few institutions offered such facilities. He established and directed the Infectious Disease Fellowship Program and has served as its director to the present time. His own research in microbiology and immunology on several important infectious diseases has enhanced the development of vaccines to prevent several serious infectious diseases worldwide. His service to the greater community includes his role as director of the state-designated Pediatric AIDS Center, service on the Professional Standards Review Organization of Central New York at Upstate, and on the Success by 6 Immunization Project team. He has been active with the American Academy of Pediatrics for several decades, and in 2015 he received the Academy's prestigious Lifetime Contribution Award for his many contributions to the field of pediatric infectious disease. Dr. Weiner was nominated by Dr. Ann Botosh. Dr. Weiner, please come forward to acknowledge your very distinguished honor. I am pleased to present Dr. Ann Botosh, who is being named a Distinguished Teaching Professor of the State University of New York. Widely respected by students, peers, and healthcare professionals, as well as the council, Dr. Ann Botosh is known here and around the nation as an expert and educator in the area of child abuse pediatrics. She has been teaching at Upstate since 1988 and has served in every major teaching role in the Department of Pediatrics over her career: clerkship director, residency director, vice chair for education, and valuable mentor for her students. She has accomplished all of this while developing the child abuse clinical program and working as a general pediatrician. Working with others, she developed one of the first advocacy training curricula for pediatric residents in the nation. She also spearheaded the Look Before You Leap initiative for improving pediatric bedside procedures through better communication and mentors fourth-year medical students in a year-long intensive child abuse elective. In response to a gap in the care of abused children in New York State, Dr. Botosh founded and leads the Child Abuse Medical Provider Network, an innovative approach using an educational network to support providers. She directs the Child Abuse Referral and Evaluation Program, a tertiary outpatient pediatric referral service for abused children. She sought and received grant awards, led community fundraising and collaborations, and ultimately co-founded the McMahon-Ryan Child Advocacy Center for Coordinated Investigation and Treatment of Abused Children. Dr. Botosh was nominated by Dr. Weiner. Dr. Botosh, please come forward to acknowledge your very distinguished honor. I am pleased to present Dr. Andres Pearl, who is being named a Distinguished Professor of the State University of New York. Dr. Andres Pearl has greatly contributed to the basic scientific understanding of the cellular and molecular mechanisms of autoimmunity. He has achieved national and international recognition for his research in systemic lupus erythematosus. Did I get that right? Don't ask a lawyer to talk medicine. As well as the translational applications of that research to treatment of patients with the condition. Dr. Pearl has trained a generation of rheumatologists and physician scientists who now hold clinical and academic faculty positions around the world. In recognition of the quality and impact of his work, Dr. Pearl has been continuously funded for his research by NIH and other foundations and has mentored dozens of graduate students, medical students, MD, PhD students, postdoctoral fellows, and junior faculty over his 36-year tenure at Upstate. A colleague noted, Dr. Pearl is a rare and outstanding example of a totally committed and successful clinician who has beaten the odds and has also been successful in maintaining an internationally recognized and highly productive research program. He has published 170 articles, many of which have been frequently cited, and more than 24 book chapters, and has served as visiting lecturer at a number of universities in the United States, Europe, and Asia. Dr. Pearl was nominated by Interim Chair of Medicine, Dr. Sriram Narsipur. Dr. Pearl, please come forward to acknowledge your very distinguished honor.
So I hope you're duly impressed, because every time I do this, I take a deep breath to take a look at the accomplishments of our colleagues across the spectrum of things that are important to university, right? It takes all of us with all of the different talents and viewpoints that we have to come together to make a difference. So I don't have many words left. I think I've said enough earlier on, but please leave with a sense of optimism for all that you do, and thank you.